Is on him. And this is for the win. Whoa! It's close. They're going to call it. Buzzer. Did Gordon beat the buzzer? They're going to take a look at it.
The ball was deemed to get out of Gordon's hands right before the LED line. This is a successful basket. The game is over.
The Nuggets have won.
Overthinking? I think we need more thinking.
After a week-long break, we are back with Nuggets basketball as the Nuggets take on the Clippers for a rematch of round one of the playoffs last season. What happened? Let's find out. You're listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports and the Nuggets with good vibes. Let's get it.
Let's try to get healthy. Let's stay together. And if we can do that, we put ourselves in a good situation.
How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So again, it was a long rest. We are back with Nuggets hoops as it was a rematch from round one of the playoffs from last postseason. Nuggets and Clippers. Nuggets on the road in Inglewood, and we were already got word before the game even started that the Clippers were taking this very seriously. They already put out the fact that they were starting their usual starters, Kawhi, Harden, all of them, and which then forced the Nuggets to then play our starters. So the Nuggets played their full starters: Jokic, AG, Jamal, CB, and Cam Johnson. The Nuggets were in their navy blue jerseys. Yeah. And the Clippers were in their white jerseys, and the Nuggets won. Let's go, Nuggets. 102-94 is your final score. And let's get into it, man. This was awesome. Actually, really quick, before we get into it, I just wanted to say, too, since we've been off for a week, I haven't posted anything since the last game. And since then, the Avalanche have played 3 times and have won 2 of the 3. Last night's game, they faced the Stars, which if you aren't really well up to date on Avalanche or NHL or anything, but you are with the Nuggets, the Stars are to the Avalanche what the Timberwolves are to the Nuggets. So you can imagine this is a very heated rival. They continue to destroy or eke out these wins against the Avalanche. Every time you think the Avalanche are going to win, and then somehow the Stars steal it. And so that happened last night. It was not a good end of the game, even down to the part where I guess in the interviews, the post-game interviews, our MVP, Nate McKinnon, thought that the crowd was booing the Avs players during their power play. But they weren't. They were actually booing Mikko Rantanen, who they've been booing all game. So I hope that McKinnon knows how much the fan base actually appreciates him, and they were not booing at him, because that was really unfortunate for him to say, and hopefully he doesn't really think that, because that's too bad. But they did beat the Kings in LA, and then they beat the Mammoths at home, which were great. And then we almost beat the Stars this last night and went into a shootout. And unfortunately, Mikko Rantanen was the one that put the nail in the coffin. He's really good at shootouts too. I mean, what can we say? When he was on the Avs, he would win the shootouts for the Avs. So what more would you expect? But that's hockey. We're talking about basketball here. So what happened in this game with the Nuggets versus Clippers? Let's get into it. So first quarter, the Nuggets controlled the tip, and immediately there was a series of clock malfunctions. So also I would say that, so this was a game on ESPN. The game before this was Cavaliers in Boston to take on the Celtics. Luckily, thank God on this point, the Dorsberg was calling that game. I thought that she wasn't going to call much more games nowadays, but they had her in Boston calling that game, thank God, because the Nuggets did not need her bias calling. Even though there was one point in the game where she said that she feels good about the Nuggets this season, but yet in the same breath said that Jokic had the best season of all, and it was too bad that SGA had a better season. Like, are you kidding me? Are we going to get back into this debate? Like, being a better shooter does not make you an overall better player. Jokic made all of the plays all around. We already know this. I can't stand these commentators with the backhanded compliments. So thank God we didn't have her in the Nuggets game. But that was a blowout game. The Celtics blew out the Cavaliers, which kind of shows also, too, that I don't think that the Celtics are as washed up or done as we all think they are. I think they will still make at least the top 5 or 6 this season. I mean, you still have Jaylen Brown, and you have Pritchard on that team. You have Derek White. Like, that team is still going to go pretty far. Maybe not win the chip next year or the season, but they're still going to go really far. They're still going to be a difficult team to beat. So that was one thing. And they also took out the Cavaliers, although it was a Cavaliers who didn't have any of their starters. So there is something to say for that in that instance. But that game was a blowout. And they stuck with that game rather than switch over to the Nuggets game when the Nuggets game was supposed to start, just for us to continue to watch the blowout happening of the Celtics against the Cavs. And so we got into the game late, and I had to go and like try to find out on the play-by-play to figure out who actually won the tip, because we missed the tip. And then immediately it went right into clock malfunctions. The clock malfunctions happened for a good while, but the Nuggets did control the tip. It was Jokic tipped it off to Aaron Gordon, and then wasted 15 minutes trying to get the clock to work. Then they decided to go without the clock, and they just kept the timer, stopwatch or whatever. Finally, they resumed play, and Jokic misses a 3. On the other end, John Collins nails a jumper for the first bucket of the game. Then Kawhi draws a foul on Cam Johnson at the arc, but luckily his foot was on the line, went to the line for 2. Harden steals the ball from AG for a fast break dunk and an early 6-0 lead against the Nuggets. Finally, AG then gets a bucket to put the Nuggets on the board. Zubac gets 2 back-to-back and ones, which was ridiculous. He can be really annoying. Like, I have a decent amount of respect for Zubac because I know that he is the best Jokic defender center-wise, and he actually does play pretty dang well. He got a crazy, circus shot as Jamal fouled him in one of these and ones too. But so he went to the foul line and luckily missed, I think, one of those and ones, but still got the lead back up, or even more so up, for the Clips. John Collins then headbutts Jamal Murray, gets an offensive foul. You would think they would have looked at it for like a flagrant foul, because it seemed pretty much intentional. But they gave him an offensive foul, then moved on, and Jokic drives to the rim to cut the lead down. But on the other end, Harden nails a 3, gets the lead back up. CB answers with his 3, which is the Nuggets' first 3 of the game. And then the Clippers have a take foul against AG, who then goes to the line for 2. And if you're unaware, a take foul, you get 2 shots, and then the team continues with the ball. So the AG went to the foul line. He made 1 of 2, and then they get the ball back, and immediately Jokic whips the ball over to AG for a corner 3 and the lead by 1. And this was the same kind of Jokic whip around that he did last game against the Raptors when he did it to Cam Johnson, though it was a different teammate, AG, and a different result, a better one, a successful one. So that was awesome. And then John Collins knocks down a long 2 to gain the lead by 1 again, followed by Dunn for a 3 to get a lead by 4. CB then answers back with a 3, and then a 16-footer from AG to gain the lead by 1. Tim Hardaway Jr., who has been very disappointing, I would have to say, in these last 3 games. I would love to see him be better, just better overall. Like, he's not defending very well. He's not shooting very well. I don't know what he is giving to the team at this point, or how he's impacting the game, because it doesn't feel like he really is. And maybe it's just the fact that he needs more minutes, and that's why David Adelman is giving him more minutes, because he is supposed to be one of our key backup forwards. So, but he gets a steal though, and Cam Johnson with the fast break layup. Lopez checks in and knocks down a 3 and ties the game. Then the bench, except for Jamal, checks out at the 3-minute mark, and Big Val gets the fadeaway shot plus the and one, but misses the and one. Lopez then nails another 3 to give the Clips a 1-point lead, and then Lopez hits another 3. And this is what I've been saying, y'all. Lopez is going to be a problem for the Western Conference, especially as a backup to Zubac. Like, it's not going to be very easy. Jamal finally stops the bleeding with a 3 and gains a 1-point lead. And then Lopez finally misses a 3, though the Clippers still take the quarter. They win the first quarter 32-31. Second quarter, the Nuggets start the quarter off with Brucey B, Big Val, Strother, Pwat, and Jamal to stagger the bench minutes. And Kawhi Leonard gets the first bucket of the quarter with a jumper in the paint. And then Pwat off an assist from Jamal for the Nuggets' first bucket of the quarter. Pwat knocks down a 3 and ties the game immediately afterwards. Like, Pwat had some really good minutes here. Dunn gets a steal, and Pwat hustles down and gets the block, which I guess they didn't give him the block, but he definitely got the block. He was passing the ball, and then Dunn intercepted it, went on the fast break, and luckily Pwat hustled and blocked the shot. It was amazing, and it's unfortunate they took that block away from him. And then Pwat passes to JV for a big dunk. So Big Val got a big dunk in this one. It was amazing. Definitely wanted to see a highlight to see for sure. Jokic then checks in at the 8-minute mark, and Jokic gets a rebound and then almost loses the ball as CB tries to poke it out. Instead, it leads to Pwat getting a tough bank shot as the Nuggets get their largest lead, forcing Clips to call a timeout. Then Big Val and Jokic shared the floor at the same time. We've been waiting for this, only the third game of preseason, but we finally got it. Not that we've been waiting very long, but it was still great to see them both on the court at the same time for some zone defense, which helped for some shots, but the Clips still got some easy buckets at the same time. So I don't know how much they will actually go with this lineup, but it definitely was fun to watch for a little bit. Strother still not progressing. He was out there, and in the first, I want to say 3 quarters, he was not doing very well. Kawhi Leonard, though, was getting every shot that he wanted. He was very good tonight, and he was showing very healthy. Kawhi Leonard then also draws another foul against Cam Johnson. I think Cam Johnson got 4 fouls tonight. I'm pretty sure all 4 of those fouls were drawn up by Kawhi Leonard, and he goes back to the line. Finally, Cam Johnson nails a 3. He shot 7 threes tonight, only made 2. Need more production from him. Christian Brown then alley-oops to AG for the perfect dunk. It was amazing. AG and Jokic connection was starting to also show very strong. It seems like every game that we get with AG and Jokic on the floor at the same time, the connection gets stronger and stronger as AG assists Jokic for a layup and the Nuggets go back up by 6. AG gets Nuggets first to 50 with a free throw, and then the Clips keep playing through Derek Jones Jr. to gain a 2-point lead. So an amazing second quarter, which then kind of falls apart at the end because the Clips go on a run and they end up taking the second 29-28, and they maintain their lead going into the half 61-59. So then the third quarter starts, and the Nuggets start the quarter off with the starters. As usual, Nuggets force Clips turnover, and on the other end, Cam Johnson misses a 3. Harden then draws a foul on CB, but CB still blocks the shot. It was like, the typical flop that Harden does, and CB kind of just shrugged it off. His stupid antics, the Harden's stupid antics, CB just kind of brushes it off, which is tough to see. I love when CB, just kind of doesn't take it from Harden, like takes it to the beard, like shave that beard off. I can't stand that beard. Harden makes, though, both free throws for the first buckets of the quarter. Murray then drives to the ball to the rim for the Nuggets' first points of the third quarter as well. And then Cam Johnson gets a three on the second chance by Jokic, batting the ball out on the rebound, and gets Nuggets up by 1. So that was the second three from Cam Johnson. I believe that was his last bucket, because I don't think he made anything else other than that. Cam then yanks the ball from Collins. Great to see this part, because we had another previous just before this. Kawhi Leonard yanks the ball out, I think from Jokic or Jamal or something like that, and ran down. And then we got Cam yanking the ball out. And it just kind of reminded me also of the previous game against the Raptors when they would just yank the ball out of the hands. Like, what the heck is going on? Why are you not protecting the ball better? But this time it felt better to see it from our endpoint of a Nugget yanking the ball out, and that was Cam yanked the ball out from Collins. Great to see, and Nuggets end on the Nuggets end finally. Then Jones gets the fast break layup plus the foul to tie the game as Jokic checks out of the game. His time was wrapped up there. He played, I think, 22 minutes tonight. Big Val checks in, and then AG hits a 16-footer over Jones for the buzzer beater, which was fantastic. Like, Jones acted like he could take on AG, and AG just shrugged him off. Like, it was like a little man, just total, like, almost like Kobe kind of shot of the fadeaway. I've been noticing AG's been doing more of those kind of shots, and he did this one over Jones on the shot clock buzzer beater. And that actually got AG to 18 points tonight, which was the most points by any player on the floor. Phenomenal. And then the starters completely check out at the 4:36 mark of the third quarter. And then the Clips gain the lead off of free throws as they get into the bonus. And then Nuggets regain the lead back, but the bench barely hanging in with sloppy execution. Best production is coming from Big Val and Pwat, with Spencer Jones, who also showed up defending. He was the best defender tonight. He was pressing up against CP3. Like, all these games, I'm wondering, why are the Nuggets not pressing up against the other team? But Spencer Jones took note, and he was making CP3 very uncomfortable, and I loved it. Like, that's what you got to do. Get up in them. Like, that's what T-Wolves always do with us. But finally, we saw Spencer Jones attacking, being aggressive, showing some good defending. Then the Nuggets finally outscore the Clips and taking the third quarter 17-14. So a very low shooting quarter, but still the best one yet for the Nuggets. Until we get to the fourth. So starters are completely out. It's just now down to the bench, right? Nuggets start the quarter off with Big Val, Strother, Pwat, Spencer Jones, and Brucey Brown as Lopez blocks Big Val's shot, and luckily Clips aren't able to convert. And on the other end, Nuggets back, they can't convert either. Ball goes back to the Clips as Kobe Brown scores on a bunny hop for the first bucket of the quarter. Big Val then gets his fifth foul in 2 minutes and is forced to leave and is replaced by Zeke. And this is a big question for David Adelman, that I would love to know why he plays Zeke more than he's playing Moses Brown and Kessler Edwards. Like, come on. Those two are way better than Zeke. And maybe it's because you have such a big contract on Zeke that you got to get the most out of him for it, and hopefully try to get him to a tradable level. So someone would want him. But Kessler Edwards and Moses Brown both did not play this game at all. And that was my biggest beef with this game. Even though the Nuggets won, I couldn't stand that those two did not see minutes tonight. They deserved minutes. I don't know why David Adelman decided not to go with those two guys. They have shown great minutes, and then for some reason not playing tonight. And yet Zeke continues to show bad minutes. Oh, yeah, but let's give him more minutes. I thought the players that played well are the ones that get the more minutes. Obviously not right now. So Zeke checks in, and then Strother gets a big three, a much needed three, not just for the Nuggets, but for him as well, because he has been very unimpressive, very underwhelming lately, and he got a very big bucket. And then another big three immediately after that, starting to heat up as he gets the Nuggets back to a 3-point lead. It almost felt like Game 6 against OKC for a second. And then Pickett nails a big long-distance three, which was awesome to get a quick 1-point lead before Kobe Brown nails a three to get the Clips up by 2 again. Obviously, things go back and forth between these plays here. And then Pickett ties the game on a hook from the baseline, which was fun to watch. And then Christie, Max Christie's brother, who plays on the Clippers, just recently acquired on the draft, he gets fouled on the jump, makes the shot and one. And then Curtis Jones checks in and is shooting up a bunch of threes, missing them until finally he gets on his third attempt, nails a three to tie the game. And then on the other end, again, sinks another three, second attempt or fourth attempt, I should say, but back-to-back threes. And then another one. So he nailed 3 threes tonight, back-to-back, which is phenomenal. And then Deron Holmes II, from an assist by Zeke, gets a bunny hop to get the Nuggets first to 100. Nuggets bench outscores the Clippers bench in the fourth, 26-19. And the Nuggets win. Final score 102-94, and is a first Munder of the season in preseason. Let's go Nuggets. Love it. Love it. And it kind of asks the question, if our bench outscored the Clippers bench in the fourth, 26-19, does that mean the Nuggets have a better bench? Maybe. Finally, we don't have the worst bench, but we'll see in regular season. But still, it feels really good to see that going on. So stats-wise, I know I already said a couple of stats here, but just going over a little bit of the stats here. We got Cam Johnson playing 22 minutes. He made 8 points, 3 steals, 3 for 8 field goals, 2 for 7 in 3-pointers. Not great for a starter, especially a replacement for MPJ. MPJ also had a game tonight, played phenomenal. But that's also, I believe, because now he's the key guy on the Nets, and he's the one making the big plays. When he was in Cam Johnson's spot, I don't think he got bored. I think that's the biggest thing. He got bored. So, but Cam Johnson also had 1 turnover, 4 personal fouls, and was a -1. And then Aaron Gordon played 22 minutes, same amount of minutes, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. He was 6 for 11 from free throw, 2 for 5 from 3, 4 for 6 from free throws, 3 turnovers, 0 personal fouls, was a -1. Big Jokic played 22 minutes as well. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, a near triple-double in preseason here. 1 steal, 1 block, 6 for 9 from field, 0 for 2 from 3. He had 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, was a -2. And Jokic defended, y'all. He had some great defensive plays tonight. For all the haters saying that Jokic can't defend, he defended tonight. He made blocks, he made steals, he made big plays that aggravated the Clippers. I'm sure, Steve Ballmer's going to have some pretty good nightmares tonight, mainly with Aaron Gordon leading the helm there. I'm pretty sure Aaron Gordon haunts Steve Ballmer's nightmares nightly. And then Christian Brown also played 22 minutes, near 23. Had 11 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 4 for 5 from field, 3 for 4 from 3 points, and then 1 turnover, 2 personal fouls, was a +9. I believe he was one of the biggest pluses tonight. And kind of biggest overall, because the other ones who are big plus minus players are bench players who didn't see a lot of minutes. And so when you factor in the fact that Christian Braun is a starter and he played a lot of the starting minutes, he was kind of one of our best players tonight. He had a +9. He made a lot of good impact on the game. Murray, Blue Arrow, had 20 minutes tonight and made 7 points. Did not shoot as well tonight, though he did make some buckets. He had 1 rebound, 3 assists. He had 1 steal, 1 block, 3 for 9 in field, 1 for 4 from 3, 3 turnovers, 3 personal fouls, was a -3. Still, like, you're going to have some good games and some bad games with every player. We had 2 good games with Jamal Murray. I give him some slack for not being as good tonight. I think that if the Clippers wouldn't have played their starters, he might have been one of the starters that Adelman rested tonight. And then bench-wise, just key players here. We have Peyton Watson with 17 minutes, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. He was 3 for 6 from field, 1 for 2 from 3, 2 for 4 from free throws, 0 turnovers, and 0 personal fouls. Let's go, Pwat. +1. Brucey B did not have a good game. I mean, he had some good defensive plays tonight, but if you watch DNVR, they said that he had some good defense tonight. I don't think he did. I don't think he had a good game at all. He looked very confused out there tonight. He was flailing his arms around. He was running around all over the court. He was just getting cardio in, pretty much. But he played 16 minutes, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 1 assist. He was 0 for 3 from field and 0 turnovers, though. That's a plus. 2 personal fouls. He was a -3. Big Val played 17 minutes, 10 points, 9 rebounds, a near double-double, 1 assist. He was 5 for 7 from field, 0 for 1 from 3, 0 for 1 from free throw, 4 turnovers, 5 personal fouls, was a +3. And then Julian Strother racked up 6 points in 14 minutes. Spencer Jones, 0 points, 2 rebounds, and 0 turnovers. 1 personal foul, was a -5, but man, did he impact the game with his defense. He is one guy I can say that I visually saw him impacting the game. Despite the fact he did not make a bucket, he didn't even attempt a bucket, but he made the defensive plays, which was great. And then we have Jalen Pickett with 5 points in 8 minutes, 3 rebounds as well, and 0 turnovers, 0 personal fouls, was a +9. And then Dron Holmes II with 6 minutes played, racked up 2 points and 0 turnovers, 1 personal foul, was a +10. See, that's what I'm saying. 6 minutes playing. So he played 6 minutes, was a +10. Christian Braun played 22 minutes, near 23 minutes, and was a +9. I think you can see who had more impact, but still, Dron Holmes, great. Love him. Would love to see him get more minutes. And then we also had Curtis Jones, who made the most amount of points on the bench with 6 minutes only played, racked up 11 points, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 for 6 from field, 3 for 6 from 3 points, 2 for 2 in free throws, and then 0 turnovers, 1 personal foul, was also a +10. And then Hunter Tyson, he was the biggest plus-minus player overall in the Nuggets. Only played 4 minutes, didn't score at all, 1 rebound, 2 assists, was a +11. 0 turnovers, 0 personal fouls as well. +11. Only 4 minutes played. So that's where I don't really buy the plus-minus thing. Like, okay, whatever, But Tamar Bates didn't play. Moses Brown didn't play. Kessler Edwards didn't play. Overall stats, we had 45 rebounds to their 42. We had 23 assists to their 24. We had 9 steals to their 9. We had 2 blocks to their 5. We shot 46 from field. They shot 42. We shot 35 from 3. They shot 24. We shot 64% from free throws. They shot 73. And then we had 15 turnovers. They had 15 turnovers. We had 22 personal fouls. They had 17. So we fouled more, unfortunately. And they, but you know, just to watch the 15 turnovers after 31 turnovers, like they significantly got those turnovers down. Yeah, there was some really bad turnovers in this game, but still to see it go down that much, like this is more manageable. This is actually a normal amount of turnovers, not 31. That I still don't understand how the Nuggets won that game with 31 turnovers, except for the fact that the Raptors couldn't shoot. That's the only reason why they were able to win that game, because man, that was a horrible game for turnovers. This one much more manageable. 15 turnovers, fantastic. My big takeaways for this game is this was a much better game the Nuggets played than the one against the Toronto Raptors. AG is making a run for second best player of this team. I kid you not. He is looking phenomenal. I love Jamal, and I still think that this is going to be the year of Jamal, but I can't deny how good AG has been looking. Just from the postseason into the training camp and also all over the offseason, he looks phenomenal. And Pwat also got really good minutes in tonight. He was great for the overall impact of the game for the team. He's been showing great improvement. I hope that it continues to grow, and he's a candidate for most improved player of the year. Both were key players tonight, and followed by the amazing defense of Spencer Jones and the clutch shooting from Curtis Jones. Phenomenal. The Nuggets bench won this game, but only when they started playing the Clippers bench. So still great win for the Nuggets, especially against the Clippers. You could tell Steve Ballmer really has it in against the Nuggets. They even had those stupid shirts saying, don't forget the Nuggets took us out or whatever, or we lost to Nuggets on something or whatever. I could care less about the shirts, but they meant nothing because we still won. So we don't face the Clippers now until sometime in November, which hopefully I will get my my Clippers fan but good friend D Hodge on the show to talk then, talk about our individual teams there and how that game goes. But I think OKC and Rockets will both be very difficult teams to beat this season. Obviously, I think some people outrule the Rockets because Van Fleet is no longer going to be in this season. I still think that I have a lot of depth. I think they're going to go well, especially even with KD, despite the fact I hate KD. He's going to do well this season. But I also think the Clippers are going to be a sleeper team this year. They just showed a lot of growth tonight. And what I was saying at the start of the trade season, that they have the second best center situation going on right now with Zubac and Lopez. Kawhi is healthy, and unless they face consequences for the salary circumventing, then they are going to be a very difficult team this season, more than they were last season. And just that two-man or that backup center situation they got. Like, we have the best center in the world with Jokic. We got a very good, almost you could say close to, well, I guess the second best backup center, or the second best center would be Zubac. Third would probably be either Porzingis or Şengün. I don't know. Y'all can battle that over. I could care less. But I think Zubac is the second best center in the league. So you have those two, and then behind them you have very good centers of Lopez and Big Val. So both teams are going to show up very much now. It's now a factor of the point guard situation for the Nuggets. Who's bringing up the ball? Because a lot this game, Pwat was bringing up the ball. They didn't really rely so much on Brucey B, who should be bringing up the ball, and yet he wasn't this so far. And my big thing with him is I think that we are going to be in for a lot of trash games with Brucey B. Not trash games overall, but just for Brucey B himself. Like, he's going to have some very difficult games for the first half of this season. And I think the second half, he is going to show up. And we're going to get that fieriness that we got in the chip year with Brucey B come the second half there, and especially closer to the playoff season. I think he's definitely one of those players that lives for the playoffs. So, but still, I think the Clippers are going to be very difficult to beat. I think the Rockets are still going to be difficult to beat. And obviously OKC is going to be difficult. And we see OKC this Friday. We meet up with them, and we're going to be in OKC for that game. Our next game is on Tuesday against the Chicago Bulls in Ball Arena. So we finally get the first Nuggets game back in Ball Arena since game 6 of the playoffs against OKC. First Nuggets game back. So wish I could be there, man. There's nothing like a home game with the Nuggets, but hope they win. Tomorrow, the Avs have a game. They're playing the Sabres at 10:30 Mountain Time, a.m. That's the big caveat there, a.m. So I'll be having to watch them at 9:30 a.m. The game actually starts 12:30 Eastern Time, and that's just crazy to me to play at 12:30 in the middle of the day on a Monday. Like, get out of here. What the heck is going on there? That is stupid. I'm glad that the NBA didn't do that, though I'm still kind of upset that the fact that they're doing 9 p.m. tip-off games, meaning 12 for Eastern side, so that's crazy. But it is what it is, so we'll just have to go with it. But next game again is Ball Arena, or Tuesday against the Bulls in Ball Arena, and then we have the OKC for our last preseason game this Friday, and then we're into it on the 23rd in Golden State. Going to be exciting, and we'll go from there. That's pretty much all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. And if you feel gracious enough to give me a donation, the link is in the bio as well as in the description for this, for my PayPal link. Would love and appreciate any kind of donation you can give to help me pay for these games to watch. So that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on Tuesday with the Nuggets versus the Chicago Bulls. Until then, you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about the Nuggets with good vibes. We'll catch you later.